Hello everyone, welcome to today's video on the important articles from the Hindu, December 10th. Let's see the first article. India pays homage to first CDS, wife and 11 other crash victims. So here you try to understand the post of Chief of Defense Staff, when this idea has come and when this was implemented. So in that context also understand what is a black box, etc. Moving on to the second article, farmers declare victory to start vacating protest sites. In this article, you have some things called as Samyukt Kisan Morcha, All India Kisan Sabha, etc. In paper 2, we have syllabus called pressure groups, formal groupings, informal groupings, etc., and their role in the polity. So, in that connection, you understand the role of SKM and All India Kisan Sabha trying to influence the polity. Also, here you can see coal production comes to halt in SECL mines. In this article, you can understand the present issues related to power shortages, coal shortages, coal supply, etc. A question can be expected on this in the coming means. So these are the three things from this page. That's all. In this page, you can see continuation from the first page. It is about coal production, supply of coal, etc. So in that connection, you can go through that. This is another article which is important. High Court dismisses public interest litigation plea over DGP's appointment. So here, try to understand the what is public interest litigation, what is role in governance, polity, etc. How judiciary uses PIL to address public issues. What is the uh, role of Article 142 of Supreme Court in relation to addressing the complete justice issues. So try to go through this, and also there is a issues of police reforms, appointment of DGPs, the role of UPSC in appointment of DGP. So important article, you can go through this. And this article, bird flu triggers alert in Alappuzha, important. Prelims question can be expected related to what is H5N1, etc. So that's all from this page. In this page, this article, children and schooling in the past post COVID-19 era. You can go through this article. There are some important things mentioned here. You can note this no teacher, no class report by UNESCO, what it has suggested as a reforms in our education system. You can note it, and you can use this in your essays or in your paper to education, health, etc. And also there are some things mentioned here. What are the effects of COVID-19 on the children? Like COVID-19 has led to online education that has affected children by exposing them to stress at home, like domestic violence, excessive addiction to TV, smartphones, etc. And this is causing some problems with their learning abilities, etc. So in that relation, don't go through complete article. You can go through the mentioned paragraphs here from this article. And moving on to the next article, tragic loss. You can go through this. There are some important things like try services command, theater commands, etc. You can understand them. And then the Omicron shadow. RBI may need to act to ward off price pressures sooner than later. Here there are mentions about monetary policy, Monetary Policy Committee, the RBI role in addressing inflation, growth, etc. Go through this and understand what is monetary policy, what is fiscal policy, what is Monetary Policy Committee, who is heading it, does finance minister heads it or not. There are these kind of questions were previously asked. So in that relation, you can understand these things from this article. That's all from this page. In this page, you can see this article, black box recovered, air chief visits crash site. So understand what is a black box. These are the two which are part of black box, and it's important to the inquiry. Moving on to the other important articles in this page, this article, government avoids comment on civil code is important. Try to read it and understand the issue related to uniform civil code. UPSC has previously asked this question. Discuss the possible factors that inhibit India from enacting for its citizens a uniform civil code as provided for in the DPSPs. So what is the article related to uniform civil code? Article 44. And also you can see that this note by UPSC. Answer all the questions in not more than 200 words each. Contents of the answer are more important than their length. So contents, focus on the content and not on the length of the answer. Moving on to the other important article here. More cyclones in Arabian Sea recently, Minister tells us. This is also very important article. UPSC has previously asked many questions on formation of tropical cyclones. You can see such question here. This is a question. You can see tropical cyclones are largely confined to South China Sea, Bay of Bengal, Gulf of Mexico. Why? So that's all from this page. In this page, this is an important article. No Peace with Armed Forces Special Powers Act, NSCN-IN. So understand what is NSCN, what is the faction of IM, what are the other factions. Generally, UPSC asks questions on these kind of things in interviews. So understand and the role of Armed Forces Special Powers Act and know about FSPA. The question was previously asked in mains regarding that. And regarding this also, it's important. Bills to extend tenure of EDC by chiefs passed in Lok Sabha. This is also important. So understand about the tenure of CBI and importance, etc. Who appoints CBI chief? So try to know that. And that's all from this page. On this page, you can see not very important articles, but you can see this. Women MPs raise multiple issues, and there is a mention of this 0 hour. So understand what is 0 hour. What is first hour is question hour. The time between question hour and the agenda is 0 hour. And so these kind of things are being asked in recent times. UPSC is not asking traditional things. They are going beyond and asking these things. And also try to understand what is point of order. In parliamentary proceedings, this point of order is being used, and recent news we have seen this point of order. So this is raised when some rule is violated in parliament. So understand about point of order, 0 hour, question hour, etc. That's all from this page. You can see this article about democracy. Democracy doesn't happen by accident. So go through this article. There are some important elements of democracy mentioned here, like justice, rule of law, free speech, freedom of religion, human rights, etc. The main themes of this summit are also mentioned here: fighting authoritarianism, fighting corruption, promoting human rights, etc. So when a question is related to democracy, you have to bring in these elements in your answer. Apart from that, then nothing important. Like you can know about West Asian politics, the problem between Saudi Arabia and the Qatar. So Qatar, what is the why there is a conflict between the Saudi Arabia, UAE on one side, the Qatar on the other side? They are accusing Qatar of being friendly with Iran and promoting terrorism, etc. So in that relation, you can understand, and this is also important. You can just read this. Myanmar troops burn alive 11 civilians. So go through this once. That's all from this page. In this page, you can see this about SEBI proposes rules for retail algo trading. So understand, not very important, but you have to, as a general knowledge perspective, you have to understand what is algorithm trading, etc. So this is about the equities, investments, etc. So about this coal also, there is a continuous news. So try to go through these issues. And yeah, in general, you have to understand what is inflation, what is different kinds of inflation, what is CPI versus WPI. So who gives CPI, who brings out WPI, etc. So not given in this article, but out of your curiosity, out of your spirit of inquiry, you should go and learn about these things. That is how you will be able to clear prelims. Even this article is important here. Imports made up 86% of gold supply in 2016-2020, says World Gold Council. So go through this once. And previously UPSC has asked a question on this imports of gold, etc. in the context of two schemes that were introduced by Government of India. One is gold monetization scheme, and I think there is one more scheme called sovereign gold bond scheme. So in that context, you can understand this. That's all from this page. In this page, you can read about this fine imposed by Italy on Amazon about because Amazon is violating competitive environment or anti-competitive behavior. Also, previously EU has fined Google because of its anti-competitive behavior. So you can read that. And also this a diplomatic Olympic boycott, not very important, but you have to understand and read about this from a general knowledge perspective. This citizenship question in Constituent Assembly, if you have time, you can go through this. Not very important, but to understand, or if you have time to go to the basics of giving citizenship, providing citizenship, what was the argument that was going through in Constituent Assembly. Not very important, but if you have time, just go through the gist at least if you don't have time. That's all from this page. In this page, this article, OTT proliferation, go through this over the top proliferation, etc., how it is affecting society, because recently, I think Kerala High Court has stopped some movie because of use of foul language uh, used in the one of the films that is being streamed by OTT platform. So now there is a different kind of exposure that people are getting through this OTT platforms, and so in that context, understand the influence of OTT on the society at large, and also youth and children. You can understand that. So moving to the next article in this huge costly mistake. This is about interlinking of rivers, a view of Betwa River in Bundelkhand region near Jhansi. So there is a Ken Betwa linkage where uh, they're trying to connect the river Ken with the Betwa river. So in that context, go through this article. Important. Previously, UPSC has asked questions, and the environmental concerns like the Panna Tiger Reserve, which half of which will be submerged through this project. So important, very important from mains and present perspective. And also you can see this question which was previously asked. Interlinking of rivers can provide viable solutions to multi-dimensional interrelated problems of drought, floods, interrupted navigation, critically examined. This was asked in 2020. Even before that, there were questions on this interlinking. That's all from this page. Thank you for today.